What is up, Skra Army? How's it going? Eroktic here. In today's video, we're gonna talk about skill points in SCUM. How to level up every single skill. It took us a couple of hours to figure it out, but we have done it. But before we jump into the video, I have the announcement to make. For those of you that do not know, we are running 3 servers in SCUM, provided by G-Portal, of course. We have 2 EU and 1 US server, and we have made a couple of adjustments to the servers. The game is in the early access for more than a month now, and after me grinding official servers over and over and over and leveling up newer and newer characters, I realized that gear is not that big of a deal in this game. So I have decided to make hardcore servers. Right now, all of the Skra servers are wiped, which means there is a fresh beginning for all of us. Skra EU1 and Skra US3 are from now on hardcore server. The reason why I have made this decision is because there is way too much loot hoarding and no one is using that ammunition, nobody is using those materials. Everyone is just hoarding and hoarding tons of gear in their stashes that they're gonna never use. And that gear, the only thing that gear is doing is reducing the FPS across the whole server. All of the players that are playing on the server are suffering because some guy is hoarding loot, but not just one guy. Hundreds of people that are playing on that server are hoarding gear that no one is using. And gear doesn't mean anything in this game. It is so easy to gear up, it is so easy to even waste that ammunition for the fame gain, and you do not have that kick, that gear fear, you do not have that intense moment when gear is everywhere. When you die, you just respawn, re-gear in like next 30 minutes and that's it. But when the loot is much more fierce, you're gonna actually feel that gear fear and fear that intense moments, and every single kill that you're gonna do on Skra hardcore servers are gonna mean something to you. But that is not it. Every now and then, every couple of days, maybe even every single day we're gonna see, I have planned to make events on the hardcore servers. I'm gonna make a custom scenarios, those dynamic events. We still do not have official dynamic events, but nobody said that I cannot make dynamic events. I can, and I will. I'm gonna make the announcement on the Discord, link in the description of our Discord down below. I'm gonna notify you guys a couple of hours earlier in which sector event is gonna happen, so you guys can prepare and you guys can slay each other in the true open world experience. And also, for those of you that do not have time, I have also decided that Skra EU2 is now officially fun server. There is 4 times more puppets and there is times 5 more loot. So if you're new to the game, you can go in Skra EU2 and enjoy in loot hoarding just to feel the difference between different guns, different stuff, how loot works, where gear is spawning, and for those of you that really do not like that hardcore survival experience. All 3 servers are gonna have server reset every 6 hours, which means server is gonna reset 4 times per day, just to decrease all of those wooden logs and meat that players spawn around the map, just to increase the FPS in our servers. Now when that is done, let's jump into the video. I'm going to make this video short and sweet. Boxing. This should be a no-brainer. If you're using your fists and you're punching the puppet or the another enemy, you're gonna gain 3 points per hit. It doesn't really matter if you're punching with the legs or fists. Every single hit is 3 points, plain and simple. But that is not it. Currently, you don't even need to just hit the puppet or the another player. You can literally punch rocks, punch trees, whatever the hell has a collision, and you're gonna train that boxing experience. I mean, of course, it has some sense because people are training boxing with the punching bags and stuff like that, right? So that should be in a game, but punching trees? Really? Are we playing Minecraft, dude? I'm sure that in the future you're gonna actually have to make your own punching bag or some kind of a object to punch to train that boxing, but for now, you can literally punch whatever the hell you want, so enjoy while it lasts. Next on the list, rifles. Every single primary weapon that is not pistol, let's just say it like that, everything that is not a pistol is gonna train your rifles. But you should not use scopes, because if you equip ACOG or if you equip hunting scope, you're gonna train sniping, but we're gonna talk about that later. So basically, MP5, Kar 98, AK-47, AKS, Hunter 55, everything that is like powerful, everything that is like primary weapon. Shooting puppets or shooting mechs, you're gonna gain experience. Now I really wanted to try to find the perfect distance, what is gonna give me the biggest amount of points, and to be honest, a range of 150 meters should do the trick because you're gaining over 2000 points per hit. I tried point blank, you're getting 1000, I tried 500 meters, you're gaining 1000, so it is a little bit trickier to figure it out, and also if you're interested about shotgun and all of those pallets, you're getting 800 point blank. So sweet spot as much as I was testing, but I was not going way too into it because it took us a lot of time to test all of that, so let's just say 150 meters is a sweet spot for now. If you guys test it out a little bit in depth, tell me in the comment section down below, I'm gonna heart your comments so everybody can see it. Next on the list, Mellow Weapons. I tried it out with the sledgehammer and I tried it out with the cleaver. It doesn't matter which mellow weapon you're using, you're getting 3 points per hit, no matter what. And also same thing goes like with the boxing. A last killing blow that is gonna kill a puppet or a player, you're gonna get 3 points for hit and then plus 10 or 11 points on kill. And also beating the dead corpse or beating whatever the hell, tree or rock, with that sledgehammer, with that cleaver, you're gonna also gain 3 points per hit. Same thing like a boxing. Next on the list, handguns. Again, same thing like with the rifles. You take any pistol, you smack the mechs, you smack the puppets, you can even injure them if you wanna spam those shots a little bit more for that leveling up, and you're gonna gain points, plain and simple. Handgun is a really powerful skill for the fame gain, so I doubt that nobody knows how to level up handguns. It is easiest thing to level up over all of the strength skills, that's for sure, just because how easy it is to find pistol ammo. And for those of you that do not know, check my fame gaining video, you're gonna learn a lot. Next on the list, running and endurance. I've said both of them at the same time because you're leveling them up at the same time. Now there are different paces, you can jog and you can sprint. The faster you're moving, faster you're gonna generate that running. The more stamina you're using, more endurance you're gonna gain. Now there is a little trick. If you look at the BCU performance monitor, you can see how much stamina you're gaining in the different phases. When you're standing still, you're gaining 1 stamina unit per second. When you're walking, you're generating half stamina units per second. When you're jogging, you're losing 0.14 stamina units, and also when you're sprinting, you're using 1.5 stamina unit per second, which means whenever you're traveling on longer routes, the most efficient way how to travel is with jogging, because jogging is the most efficient thing. It doesn't seem that you're gonna move that fast, but if you calculate that stamina usage and everything, jogging is the best pace to travel. So no matter if you're leveling up running and endurance or if you're not leveling it up, travel in the jogging always. Next on the list, resistance. It took us quite some time to figure out how to level up resistance, but we figured it out. You're gaining resistance with self-healing, but you cannot do that. For example, you drop down on 80% and heal back up. You're not gonna gain any resistance points. You actually need to be on low HP. And after healing yourself from the low HP, you're gonna start gaining resistance. Let's just say healing heavy wounds. Now if you're thinking that physical injury phase 3 and phase 2 has something with it, it doesn't. The only thing that matters is you have to be low HP and you have to look at your resistance. Basically you're gonna level it up when you're gonna be low HP. Sometimes I was gaining resistance all the way up to 100. Sometimes my resistant points stopped to level up when I reached 60% or whatever. But basically you have to be low HP and regen to level up that resistance skill. And now a quick tip, you have to be on 100% energy and 100% hydration, because with having those stats on 100% you're gonna heal much faster. So you should always have energy on 100%. Next on the list, stealth. For those of you that do not know, the more stealth you have, the more silent you are. I still haven't tested it out in depth, we're gonna test it out, and I'm gonna definitely make a video about it, but for now, let's just talk about how to gain stealth. Every single time when you're crouched and you're moving, you have to move. You're generating small chunks of points into the stealth. Plain and simple, the faster you're moving in crouch, more stealth you're generating. So I would recommend to you to always move in a faster pace into the crouch mode, just to generate that stealth a little bit faster. Now there is a problem with that, but we're gonna talk about the problems on the end of a video. Let's just stick to the topic now. Next on the list we have throwing. Same thing goes like with the boxing and like with the melee. You can throw different objects on the puppets or on the ground, it doesn't really matter. Throwing any type of a throwable, you're gonna generate throwing, and you don't even need to hit a puppet or whatever. You can literally just throw the item on the floor and you're gonna generate those points. So even while traveling, just picking up stuff in the hands and throwing them randomly, you're gonna still generate that throwing. Which has sense. You don't actually have to kill someone even in real life to be a better thrower, right? Next on the list we have awareness. Now there is probably a lot of you that are wondering what the hell is happening with awareness. Well, let me explain. Currently in a multiplayer, it is impossible to level up awareness. So I would strongly recommend to you to invest some points into the awareness, because that is the only awareness that you're gonna gain. Although you can level up awareness in a single player. Of course I have tested it out. Like all of the other skills, every single skill I have tested it out in a single player, not in a multiplayer. So even if some of the stuff in this video do not work in a multiplayer, they're gonna work like that when they're gonna get fixed. Anyways, let's talk about the awareness. On the first I was thinking that you're gonna level up awareness with tracking other animals and examining their blood trails. Well, that is not the case. Even in a single player that is not working like that. And for those of you that do not know, when you're holding right click, when you're in that focus mode is directly linked to the awareness skill. And also that focus mode is directly linked to the tactics skill, but tactics skills are disabled for now. So when you're holding that right click and when you're in that focus mode, every single time when you spot the item, for example clothes, bullets, shelter, chest or whatever, every single time when you get that blue highlight, every single item that is highlighted, you're gonna generate awareness points. Which means hunting down big animal and chopping the animal down into the small tiny pieces is gonna generate a lot of the items on the floor. And after generating a lot of the items on the floor, with entering inside of a focus mode, all of those items are gonna become highlighted and you're gonna get absurd amount of the awareness points. But you see, that is not it. After you relog, game is gonna forget that you already highlighted those items on the floor. And you can enter inside of the focus mode again, and you're gonna gain those points again. And you can do that back and forth until you reach awareness in the Advanced Plus. And that is probably the reason why they have disabled awareness gain in the multiplayer mode, just to stop the exploiting. Next on the list, sniping. Currently there are only 3 weapons that can generate sniping, and that is AK-47, AKM and the SVD. And the reason why there is only 3 weapons that can generate sniping for now is because you need ACOG or hunting scope to level up sniping skill. Please take in a notice that in the close future we're gonna also gain the scope for the Kar 98, so you'll be able to generate that sniping with the Kar 98, but not that efficient because, let's be real, Kar 98 is really slow. So basically, equipping ACOG or hunting scope on the SCD or the AKs and shooting puppets or the mechs every single shot, you're gonna generate sniping points. Next on the list, we have camouflage. For those of you that do not know, the more skill points you have in a camo, higher chance it is gonna be that you're gonna be invisible while having camo to the other players. And after shooting a shot, you're gonna become visible to them. But you see, leveling up camo works differently. Right now, the only efficient way how to single-handedly level up camo is with entering inside of a bush and crouching down. You're not gonna generate camo while you're AFK, you literally need to get out of a bush and get in and go in crouch again. But you see, you can cheese up that camo gain one step above. while you're standing on the same position inside of a bush, and when you get up, game is gonna think that you exited out of that camo state. And with going in a crouch again, game is gonna refresh your entrance inside of a bush, and you're gonna gain camo point again. Which means the most efficient way how to level up camo is with sitting inside of a bush and spam standing up and crouch stance over and over and over. That is how you're getting that camo up. For now, it really doesn't even matter which color of the camo you're having, and also you don't even need to have full camo gear to level it up. I think I was gaining camo with only shirt that had camo on, so knock yourselves out while you can, because they're gonna improve camo skill more, I'm sure. Next on the list we have survival, and I think that is a no-brainer. Crafting anything is gonna gain you survival points. The most efficient way to level it up, from my experience, is with chopping down trees into the wooden planks with the axe. Some are saying that it is better to kill a bear and then chop it off into the small pieces, opening up crafting tab and spamming dead bone needles, but I was suffering with a lot of FPS drops, so if you're asking me, I would recommend to you to use wooden planks method. Next on the list we have medical. The most efficient way how to level up medical is definitely jumping from some kind of a ledge where you know that you're not gonna lose way too much HP. Every single time when you lose HP, you're gonna start bleeding. And with bandaging yourself up, you're gonna gain medical skill points. You can also let the puppet to hit you once, you bandage up, and it really doesn't matter. Using bandage or using rags, you're gonna gain the same amount of the skill points. And that is it. We tried it out with the taking the vitamins, we tried it out with healing ourselves up from a different sicknesses, and nothing works. The only way how to level up medical skill right now is with bandaging yourself. In the future we're gonna have a more advanced medical system, so those stuff might change. I mean, I'm sure that a lot of stuff are gonna change from this, so. And the last on the list is cooking. Even preparing the food, for example, crafting the vegetable soup or crafting the skewer meat, you're gonna gain cooking points. And also, cooking those stuff up, you're gonna also generate cooking experience. Right now we are missing a main feature for the cooking, and they have to update it up. And you're gonna have much more interesting cooking in the future. But for now, just craft it, cook it, and that's pretty much it. If you really wanna cheese it up, you can actually craft this skewer meat, uncraft it, and craft it again. You can repeat that process over and over, and it is gonna be no problem for you to get that cooking experience up. And also, you can cook the same skewer over and over and over, and you're gonna gain and fame and XP every single time. Now when we are done with all of the skills, also, the really important thing to know is that every single state, from no skill, basic, medium, and the advanced, the more skillful you are, more and more experience points you're gonna generate, which means if you have no skill in throwing, for throwing the first spear in your life, you're gonna get 60 XP. On the advanced, you're gonna gain 200, 300 XP. Basically, you're gaining more and more experience the more skilled you are. So don't think if you get 60 experience with no skill, it is gonna take you 3 billion churros to level it up on the advanced. That's not the case. Every single stage you're getting more and more experience. And now I want to talk about problems, about skills. And that is easy exploiting. I'm gonna take for example crouch mode. It is so easy to feed up your character to have a lot of proteins, a lot of water. And before going to sleep, is just let your character on the auto walk and leave it over the night. In the morning you wake up, you feed your character again, and during your AFK session you're gonna generate insane amount of stealth points while sleeping. Same thing goes with the camo. Making a macro for standing up and sitting down inside of a bush over and over and over the night, you're gonna generate insane amount of the points while AFK. I can literally make a macro for 90% of all of those skills to generate the experience points while I'm AFK, which means botting. Now you might be thinking that that is a great thing or whatever, but it actually isn't. Because the more people are gonna be aware about this problem and how skills are actually working, more and more AFK people we're gonna have on the servers, and you're gonna think that server is running on 64 men, and out of those 64 there are gonna be 40 AFK. I'm just saying. There is a huge problem and things have to change. Developers have to change how we are leveling up those skills. The same thing, the same problem Escape from Tarkov had, and they made exactly the same video. On that game, developers didn't care. So let me repeat it one more time in this game. We need to have some kind of a fatigue. How much experience you can generate in a certain amount of time to prevent botting, to prevent macro abuse, to prevent that AFK farming. I'm gonna give you the example. Survival skill. It takes around 1 hour to generate that first 10,000 points. And then it takes around 6 hours of brain dead grinding wooden planks over and over and over to get it up on a medium. Developers need to make some kind of a limit how much experience points you can generate in a certain amount of time, and they have to make it obvious. Right now, for example, when you open the metabolism bar, you can see those bars. They have to make it obvious how much you can progress in a certain amount of time, and until reaching that cap, you have to wait next day or in-game day or real life day for that skill to refresh so you can learn even more. Even in real life, it is impossible to learn all of the secrets of the world, right? So it would kinda make sense and it would prevent botting. Because I'm gonna be the first person that is gonna buy second account, that is gonna stand AFK all the goddamn time, and that is gonna bot skills. Just FYI. And that is pretty much it. Those are all of my stuff that I wanted to talk about. If you guys have something else to add, I'm gonna heart your comment. I hope you guys learned something new. Subscribe for more. Go play on the freshly wiped servers, dude. Scrap hardcore servers. Let's go. Thank you guys for watching and see you in the next one. Eroktic out.